complete the sweep against Youngstown State, put up 11 runs, 10 walks. Overall, how do you feel like the offense performed today, especially after kind of a rough outing yesterday?
I felt like, bouncing back from yesterday, the weather wasn't in our favor, so we had to change the game plan a little bit. And then we came in today, and I thought we hit the ball real well. I thought our approach was way better today, and we scored a lot of runs. So,
what was the key to changing y'all's approach from yesterday compared to today?
I felt like just honestly knowing that we had the guys behind us, whoever was coming in. I felt like we knew that they were going to smack the ball. I felt like our approach didn't really vary differently, kind of weather factor, but I felt like we put some good swings, had some great approaches today, so I think that's just.
And what is the key to having a great approach at the plate?
Our philosophy here is, we attack mistakes up in the middle of the field, so, if we can keep that game plan going and keep that strong throughout the whole 9, I feel like, every day is going to be a good day for us if we can keep that going throughout.
It felt like one of the big things about the series is getting y'all's response. I know yesterday, Youngstown State gets a run, but y'all put up 5 runs. Today they get a run in the first inning, y'all put up 4. How important is it, like, when Youngstown, when the other team gets a run, y'all immediately respond?
It's very important. I mean, I feel like, getting a response helps our pitcher out. It helps them go out there with some confidence and, knowing he's got guys in the lineup that are going to back him up if things go south. And I feel like, we did a great job of responding every time they scored today. So.
Yeah, you had a really big double to open up the game. Just what did you see on that pitch?
On that pitch, Jerry was talking to me. He told me to, see the curveball, attack one pitch, and I did just that and executed the game plan and came up with a big 2-out knock right there, and felt really good.
Pitcher staff really excellent three games. I think just 2 runs game 1 and just 1 run both in the second game and the third game. As an offense, how good does it feel when the pitching staff is doing their job to keeping their offense on their toes?
It feels really good. I mean, that can go hand in hand. When the offense is scoring runs, it helps the pitcher out a little bit. Slow things down. Know that he's got runs up on the board, and whenever the hitters, when the pitcher is keeping the score down, it helps us out as well. Not being too tense in there. Just being up there, having a good approach.
How big is it to start the season with a sweep?
It is real big. I feel like that's going to help us throughout going on and giving us confidence going into Tuesday's game against TCU. There's a good group over there, and hopefully we can take this and run with it.
Yeah, this week very tough matchup with TCU. Then you got the Kerbach tournament up in Round Rock. What is it going to take to get this momentum going?
It's going to take it's going to take all. 40 of us? I mean, it's going to take everyone in here to, have some grit in them and get this thing rolling. I feel like if the pitching staff stays on what they did today and the hitters did what they did all weekend, I think we'll line up pretty good.
Coach Trout was kind of talking with us, but this roster is probably the deepest we've seen in quite some time. It feels like everyone on this team can either pitch really good or hit really good. What does it mean to have so much depth on this team?
It means a lot. I mean, you're never going to expect anything less than when everyone's going out there and throwing. I feel like, having a good depth in this lineup has really helped us. And, I feel like it's going to be our advantage this year. I feel like that's going to help us really, really well.
Well, Peyton rebound after a very kind of a rough first inning through responding with 3 scoreless innings. Just overall, how are you feeling about today?
Yeah, I mean, I felt fine. I just have to execute at a much higher level, and we know that. So we're going to get back to work this week and really dial in, what I was struggling with. But, I thought our offense picked me up really well. I thought we played good defense. So you got to find ways to win even when you don't have your best stuff, even when the wind's blowing in, stuff like that. So no excuses, just got to be better.
How does it feel like, after you had a rough first inning, the offense response to putting 4 runs on the board?
It feels great. I think that's just a testament to how good we are as a total team, and I think, I have a ton of faith in those guys to pick me up, both defensively and offensively, when I don't have my best stuff. I know they're behind me, I know they got my back, so I thought they played great all weekend.
Coming out of the top of the first, just what was the conversation with the coaches and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think it was just, I went out kind of trying to feel for some stuff and versus just going out there and pitching. So we just switched up, and not really switched up, just kind of adjusted our game plan a little bit and got back to work and really just tried to get back to executing pitches and just find the groove and rhythm of the game. And that's it just definitely got better as the game went on.
And what was the key to kind of keep it, as you kind of put in the first inning behind you, just keeping the Youngstown State off the board?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the next pitch. So regardless of the outcome of the last pitch, whether it was ball, strike, hit, indifferent, just focusing on the next pitch. How can I make this next pitch the best pitch of the day, and just working one pitch at a time and focusing on controlling what I can control is what we preach. So that was all I was worried about, was making the next pitch the best possible pitch and staying in the present moment.
I know the offense is probably going to take a lot of the headlines, but it's really the pitching staff that's really kind of improved these 3 games. You got allowed 2 runs against Youngstown and then 1 run against Saturday and Sunday. How's this pitching staff kind of improved over the offseason into putting up performances like this?
Yeah, and I think the craziest part is you really didn't see the full depth of our pitching staff. We still have guys who didn't throw this weekend that are going to come in and be really, really good for us. So I think that's definitely something we can lean on the rest of the season. I thought it was tough conditions to hit, after about the 4th inning on Friday night. So I think, anytime it's really tough hitting conditions, we got to step up as a pitching staff and really take the reins and control the game. And I thought, just our depth all weekend, I thought, every guy that came in did his job. So that's something we're going to lean on the rest of the season. And like I said, we got more guys, in that bullpen that you just haven't even seen yet that are really, really good pitchers. So, just keep doing our thing and keep rolling.
How critical is it to have, such really good depth in the bullpen this year?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, anytime you get into dog fights, especially late in the season when all the scouting reports are out, every team knows what you like to do, and the wind's blowing out of Bobcat Ballpark, whatever it may be, just having guys that can come in and have the back of the guy in front of them is huge. And I think that's, you've heard Trout talk about it too, both offensively and on the mound. I think we're incredibly deep. We have a lot of faith in our guys, all 40 of them. So it's huge, man, especially as you get, deeper into the season, injuries pop up, whatever it may be, is definitely a huge bonus.
Overall, how do you feel the pitching staff really did over the weekend?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was good for the first weekend, but, a lot of stuff to clean up, and we will. We're going to get back with Mass and kind of, adjust game plans and fix kind of, work on the stuff we need to work on. But I think, getting that first weekend out of the way and showing, flashes of what it can look like, is good overall. But, we definitely need to clean up the walks and some little stuff, holding runners on, stuff like that. But, I thought overall we flashed some really good and we showed what we need to work on. So moving forward, just get back to the drawing board and get to work.
Next week is going to be a really difficult week. You got that road game against TCU, and then you got the Curveball tournament against Wazoo, Kansas, and another team that I'm blanking on. But what is it going to take to kind of continue this momentum, especially when you get a sweep at home?
Yeah, I think all we're really focused on is Tuesday and TCU. Got to get off day tomorrow, so get our work in. But I think, that TCU is a top 5 ball club in America, and we feel that we stack up with them. We're super confident. We got Tony Roby going and a stable of bullpen guys right behind him, and I think our offense is as good as anyone's in the country when we're really rolling. And so, we're super confident. We're going to go in there. We're going to play our game. We're going to, compete and do what we can to get a win.
Well, Coach Trout, finished the series off with a sweep, run rolling Youngstown State overall. How happy are you with the guys to get a complete dominant victory today, to complete the sweep?
Yeah, anytime you sweep somebody, it's hard to do, right? So I talk about it all the time. Winning a series is always the key, but you go for a sweep, it allows you to kind of get a heads up throughout the whole season. And so, good job just finishing, right? 11 a.m. start. I think we have 4 or 5 of these this year, so you got to find a way to get up, get some energy going, and get after it. And so I thought we played okay and swung it okay, a little bit better than yesterday. And so always room of improvement, but happy with 3 wins.
Feel like with this game, play discipline was a little bit better, forcing 10 walks. How proud are you for this team kind of rebounding from a rough game on Saturday to get a big, especially when it comes to getting a bunch of walks and being able to capitalize on them?
Yeah, it's the name of the game. If they're going to walk you, you got to take it, right? That's just as good as a hit. So for us, just finding ways on base, not being too aggressive in certain counts, and just kind of being selfless sometimes. And so, I thought it was a good job of taking what they gave you.
Peyton Zabel had kind of a rough first inning, but fortunately he bounced back to only allow 1 run. Just overall, how do you feel like what was going wrong in that first inning for him, and how were you able to kind of get him refocused to come back with 3 straight scoreless innings?
Yeah, he's an older guy, right? He's an older guy. He's been through the battles, and so came out and just kind of offline a little bit. And for him, he just has to remember he's got to attack. Sometimes I think when he gets behind, he starts feeling for his pitches a little bit. And really, when he just kind of rears back and gets after it, it's when he's at his best. And so really he just reset himself and got back after it. And glad he got back out there and got us 4 innings.
And it feels like complimentary baseball has kind of been the thing for this week, especially when Youngstown State scores a run, y'all immediately. How important was it, like when Zabel has a rough inning like that the offense responds by putting 4 on the board?
Yeah, it's big. I mean, it's a momentum game, right? So you're always trying to keep the momentum in our dugout. And so what we tell them is anytime they score, we score. So if you can just find a way, even if they score 4 or 5, you come back and just score 1, they just realize, hey, we don't have all the momentum. So you just keep fighting, keep trying to win pitches and keep trying to win innings.
And, with this offense kind of wheeling and threading Youngstown State throughout the game, what was the key to kind of continuing putting these runs on the board?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, today it was just being patient, and then I thought when we finally got some good pitches to hit, good barrels today. And so obviously Cam Thompson had a good day, and Augie had a good day. So today we took advantage of their mistakes, and then we had guys in scoring position. We got that big hit, and so that was the biggest key.
Brian Ferber drawing 3 walks. He had a really good weekend. How proud are you for this freshman, especially in his very first series here at Bobcat, being able to, despite being a freshman, put up some really good numbers?
Yeah, he's beyond his years when it comes to maturity-wise, and he's just a gamer. So that's why he's been hitting our leadoff spot, and he takes his walks. He understands the game, and doesn't really ever get out of his approach. And so that's why he's really consistent. But yeah, really good weekend for him, and excited to see the rest of the year.
The pitching staff continues to build up some really good momentum. Just one run this game. What's been the key to their success over the weekend?
Yeah, they got good stuff, and so I thought they made good pitches when they had to. I think we ended up having 19 walks that were hit by pitches on the weekend, and that's something I told them. When the next few games with the teams we're about to face, they're going to take advantage of those mistakes. I said, granted to us, we made some good pitches when we had runners in scoring position. So, but eventually teams are going to get you when you leave that many guys out there. So, but they just continue to compete and continue to believe in their stuff and made good pitches when they needed to.
What's going to be the key to, like I said, limiting those walks when those good teams do take advantage of them?
I think just being out there more, right? A lot of the guys are first time in a Bobcat uniform, a little chilly conditions, so that's kind of a little bit of all of it. So hopefully the more times they do it, the least amount of times it happens.
We were talking about a lot the depth about this team. We saw it with the offense, but also with the pitching staff. How important is it that the depth continues to be a strong point for this team?
Yeah, it's a long year. You never know what's going to happen with injuries and guys getting hurt, and then guys can go through hot spells, cold spells. So you gotta have that depth. And the one thing it does right now, it pushes guys, right? I better have a good day, because if not, that guy came in and had a great day behind me, and that just breeds competition, right? And you just want guys that keep competing for jobs throughout the whole year.
The schedule continues to be tough. You got a big road game with TCU, then you head off to the Kerbach Classic. What is it going to take, especially when you get a big sweep, to continue the momentum?
Yeah, off day tomorrow, and then hit the road for the first time and go play a really good TCU team. And so it'll be a fun environment with really good stuff. And we just got to go play really good baseball. I think that'll be the key is playing clean baseball and playing our brand of baseball. If we do that, we'll have a chance to win at TCU and also in the tournament as well.
Coach, you mentioned that the depth of breeds competition. How important is it for these guys to go compete with each other to make sure that they bring the best out of each other? Yeah,
it's been the beauty of our team, to be honest with you. I think from the get-go, guys realized when we got through practices of how good everybody was. It wasn't like, they just were for sure winning the job. And so it's been going on since we walked in the doors in August that guys were competing for jobs and everything they did. And so, but even in season, right, guys can have great falls or great springs, but it matters when the lights come on. And so now you see that, right? Guys are kind of stepping up, and other guys, you can see it, are going, all right, when I get my chance, I better go take advantage of my opportunity. To me, it makes it even more valuable when you get your chance.
Did you learn anything new about your team this series that you'll take into the future?
Anything new? Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was just watching new guys in their moment, right? And like today, watching Eberly and Tippy their first time. Those guys have really good stuff, and I think those are some guys that could swing this thing into being something special if these guys continue to throw the baseball really well. And so I thought the biggest part, I thought they showed it with energy for 3 days. And I think it's key of learning your team, not just personnel-wise on the field, but how to go about approaching your team on a day-to-day basis. They're a pretty professional team. They showed up with energy every day. They got after it every day, and that was important to me.